The Topeak Whitelite 800 BT Combo is so bad that it ruined this script. You see, it started with the install process, which when we were filming, turned out to be so wildly irritating that the first draft of the video was just way too long. On the front, it says best of both worlds, and I don't know what those worlds are. Whoa, well that's a lot of instructions. There's more instructions. Oh my goodness, a secret compartment of additional instructions. Step 1, install the light mount onto the, you don't need the extra rubber. Install the, no, you're fucking kidding. Ensure that the bicycle you're mounting the light to has a maximum diameter of 31.8mm bar, because it does not fit on a 35mm bar. Put the clamp around the bar and tighten with the thumb screw. Tighten with the thumb screw. It was at this point that I realized I didn't really understand thumb screws. So I jumped online. Thumb screws were torture instruments. They made prisoners reveal information or confess to crimes. Huh. Well, they've certainly minimalized the design, but the functionality is spot on. Realize that the included thumb screw is not actually long enough to accommodate a 31.8mm handlebar, despite the package saying that the clamp is capable of 33mm. Shimmy the mount back to the appropriate place, ensure to mess up cool graphics on bar. Estimate the amount of angle offset and adjust slide light onto mount. And now you've got the light mount mounted the correct direction. Realize that it's difficult to see the rails line up from the other side of the bike. Voila, you are realizing that you need to invert the angle that you previously inverted for the angle adjustment. Mount the light, and voila, that part's done. Now, we're going to go on to the rear light. Select the correct length of rubber band and install light.
When it comes to actually using the lights, they are so irritating. Like, so irritating that when I watched the playback of the videos, it just wasn't coming through how irritating they were.
Topeak is a big company, and they've been doing this for a long time. So for 150 bucks, I expect a better install process and higher quality than the rubber strap-on I can get at the dollar store.
The headline feature of these lights is that they have Bluetooth in them. So you can theoretically turn the rear light off from the front light. Sure, seems a little unnecessary, but why not? Well, if the implementation is garbage, as it is in these lights, there are a multitude of reasons why not.
Here's the thing. In order to turn the rear light off from the front light, you need to press and hold the button for 3 seconds, except there's a lag of about 3 seconds for the Bluetooth connection to communicate with the lights, which means that after about 2 seconds of the light not turning off after you've pressed the button for 3 seconds, you do what any normal person would do and hold the button for another 3 seconds, at which point the light turns off, making you think you've had some sort of cause and effect. Except the light actually turned off from the first time that you held the button for 3 seconds. And because the front light thinks it's done its job already, the second time that you held the button for 3 seconds, you've actually just unpaired the rear Bluetooth light.
The other thing that would happen is occasionally my backpack, much like me at age 13 in body science class, they would accidentally get turned on. And because these things are designed like a prop out of a Space Odyssey 2001, this monolithic design that they've got would get so hot because it has no natural heat dissipation or cooling that it could burn my little touchy stumps and also melt the seam tape of my backpack that it was in. Brief interlude. The light they give off, it's fine. It's fine. I mean, I don't think it's as bright as they claim it to be, but it's fine. Anyways, so I decided after all this that we had to rewrite the script. And I kept trying to rack my brains about like what that could look like. There was this whole like in the mouth of madness, lost highway kind of idea that I had.
This is less a review and more of a warning sign that says, "Turn back, all ye who enter."
And then there was the idea that maybe I crashed because I was trying to turn the lights on in the dark, and it's this ridiculous black body with black flat buttons that are impossible to see or feel with gloves on. And then in that crash, I had like a fever dream. Then it hit me like a truck on the road in the night because you haven't got your lights on because you can't figure them out. These mediocre lights were actually being made extra crappy by additional complication. And that evil spirit of complication had seeped through into writing this video. And I just kept throwing more complicated stuff at it, trying to make it interesting.
When I noticed this, I decided to take the advice of the White Rabbit, which is don't just do something, stand there. And that gave me the space that I needed to realize what I had to do, which was not overcomplicate things, to simplify it.
The Topeak Whitelite 800 BT Combo. Don't buy them. The lighting is fine, but the downsides of all the other user experiences just outweigh the okayness of that light by entirely too much. Thanks for sticking around and watching. Appreciate it. If you haven't hit the like button wherever it is, please do so. Subscribe to the channel for more, and I'll end this video with a quote from the Topeak website. Topeak never satisfy. Well, Topeak, neither do I. Not when a product is as garbage as that.